Have you ever stopped to think about how exhausting it is to constantly stare at glowing screens all day long? What if I told you the biggest technological leap of this decade will not have a screen at all? Imagine walking into your living room and turning on your Apple TV with a simple pinch of your fingers. Picture unlocking your Mac, paying for your morning coffee, and tracking your deepest sleep cycles, all without ever strapping a bulky, distracting piece of glass to your wrist. Welcome back to TechVibe, your ultimate destination for the future of technology. Today, we are diving deep into one of the most highly guarded secrets currently locked behind the doors of Cupertino, the highly anticipated Apple Smart Ring. For years, the wearable tech space has been absolutely dominated by smartwatches, but a massive shift is happening right now, and Apple is positioning itself to completely take over the market. Stick around until the very end of this video, because we are breaking down exclusive patent leaks, mind-blowing gesture controls, and the billion-dollar dilemma that currently has Apple executives debating if this revolutionary device should even exist. You definitely do not want to miss this. Let us start by looking at the current battlefield. For the past few years, Apple has quietly sat on the sidelines while companies like Oura and Samsung tested the smart ring waters. The Samsung Galaxy Ring recently made major waves in the tech community, and the Oura Ring has been dominating the premium fitness tracking niche for quite some time. But if you know anything about Apple, you know their exact strategy. They do not have to be the first to do something, they just have to be the best to do it. Apple has been quietly filing dozens of patents for a finger-worn wearable since as early as 2015. But recent leaks and insider reports from top tech analysts suggest that the master plan is finally coming together for a massive release, potentially in 2026. This is not just going to be a basic fitness tracker disguised as a piece of jewelry. Apple is building an invisible, ultimate controller for your entire digital life. Let us talk about the design and the build quality, because Apple never compromises on aesthetics, especially for a device you wear on your hand. The Apple Ring is expected to feature a sleek, minimalist design, far more premium than anything currently available on the market. We are talking about surgical-grade stainless steel and possibly even brushed titanium finishes, making it incredibly lightweight, highly scratch-resistant, and extraordinarily durable. There will be no glowing screens and no distracting notifications lighting up a dark room. It will just look like a beautifully crafted, modern piece of jewelry. But do not let the simple exterior fool you. The inside of this ring will be packed with a miniaturized powerhouse of sensory technology. To communicate with you, Apple is reportedly integrating an advanced haptic feedback system. Instead of looking down at a screen when you get an urgent text or an alarm goes off, you will feel a subtle, precise tap directly on your finger. But where the Apple Ring will truly shine is in its health and wellness capabilities. The Apple Watch is phenomenal, but let us be completely honest, sleeping with a chunky metal and glass square on your wrist is not exactly the most comfortable experience. A smart ring solves this problem perfectly. Positioned directly on your finger, the sensors actually have closer and more stable access to your blood vessels, leading to incredibly accurate biometric readings. The Apple Ring is expected to feature continuous heart rate monitoring, advanced blood oxygen sensors, and medical-grade sleep tracking that breaks down your exact sleep stages with pinpoint accuracy. It will monitor your daily stress levels by measuring your heart rate variability and subtle changes in your skin temperature. There are even heavy whispers in the medical tech community that Apple is trying to miniaturize its long-rumored non-invasive blood glucose monitoring technology. If they manage to fit that into a ring form factor, it would literally change the lives of millions of people worldwide overnight. It would be the ultimate, invisible wellness coach, quietly running in the background of your daily life. Now, health tracking is a great selling point, but here is the feature that will make the Apple Ring absolutely irresistible to anyone who owns an Apple device: seamless ecosystem integration through mind-blowing gesture controls. Apple recently filed a highly detailed patent for what they call skin-to-skin contact detection. This means the ring will be able to detect micro-movements of your fingers and hands. Imagine sitting at your desk wearing your Apple Vision Pro or working seamlessly on your Mac. Instead of reaching for a mouse, you simply swipe your index finger against your thumb to scroll through a web page. You pinch your fingers together to zoom in on a photo. You flick your wrist to skip a song on your AirPods. The Apple Ring will act as a universal remote control for your entire Apple ecosystem. It will also securely store your digital identity, allowing you to automatically unlock your devices just by picking them up. And of course, it will feature NFC technology heavily integrated with Apple Pay. You will not need to pull out your phone, and you will not need to double-click your watch. You will just tap your knuckles against the payment terminal at the grocery store, and you are done. It is exactly the kind of effortless magic that Apple is famous for creating. Another incredibly practical feature is the integration of Apple's ultra-wideband technology, specifically the U1 chip. If you have ever lost a ring, you know the absolute panic that sets in immediately. But with the Apple Ring, it will be deeply integrated into the Find My network. If it slips off your finger and falls deep into the couch cushions, your iPhone will guide you right to it with precision finding, using directional arrows and exact distance metrics right on your phone screen. But what about the battery life? This is where the smart ring form factor completely destroys the traditional smartwatch. Because the Apple Ring will not have a power-hungry OLED display to light up every time you move your arm, the battery life will be absolutely phenomenal. While the Apple Watch barely survives a day and a half of heavy use, industry experts anticipate the Apple Ring will easily last anywhere from 7 to 15 days on a single charge. When it finally does need some juice, all rumors point toward a sleek, magnetic wireless charging case, very similar to the premium experience you get with your AirPods. So, with all these groundbreaking features, when can we actually expect to buy it, and how much will it drain from our wallets? This is where the story takes a fascinating and dramatic turn. The price is actually expected to be quite competitive, likely landing somewhere between $250 to $400. This makes it an incredibly appealing entry point for millions of people who want Apple's world-class health tracking but do not want to spend $800 on an Apple Watch Ultra. But this exact, affordable price point brings us to Apple's billion-dollar dilemma. According to renowned tech insider Mark Gurman, there is a massive internal debate happening at Apple right now. The Apple Watch is one of the most profitable and best-selling products in the company's entire history. Executives are terrified that if they release a cheaper, far more comfortable, longer-lasting smart ring that does 70% of what the Apple Watch does, it could completely cannibalize their own smartwatch sales. Because of this massive financial risk, some rumors in late 2024 suggested Apple might have paused the project entirely. However, other leading industry analysts strongly disagree, stating that Apple simply cannot afford to ignore the booming smart ring market, especially with massive competitors gaining so much ground so quickly. The strong consensus among the most optimistic insiders is that Apple is just taking its time to completely perfect the technology, holding off for a massive, industry-disrupting grand reveal in 2026. The wearable technology revolution is evolving rapidly, shifting away from obtrusive screens that demand our constant attention, moving toward invisible, seamless technology that naturally blends into our daily lives. The Apple Ring represents the ultimate expression of that philosophy. It is a device that is incredibly powerful, yet completely out of the way. Now, I want to hear your thoughts on this. If Apple drops this revolutionary smart ring next year, would you finally ditch your Apple Watch for it, or would you actually wear both of them at the same time? Drop your honest thoughts in the comments down below. I'll be reading through them and replying to as many as I can. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the absolute bleeding edge of the future, do me a massive favor and hit that like button right now. It really helps out the channel more than you know. And if you have not already, make sure to subscribe to TechVibe and turn on that notification bell so you never miss out on the latest, greatest, and most exclusive updates in the technology world. Thank you so much for tuning in to TechVibe, and I will see you in the next video.